What's up, TikTok? Back today with another reading sprint, and today is very important. Not really. It's Monday, but um my Libby hold is almost up. So I have 2 days to get through 700 pages. Well, like 600 something pages because I already read like 100. Realistically, will I finish this in that time? Probably not. So maybe I'll listen to the audiobook. Um I'm actually okay with that because me and my Kindle have such a complicated relationship. Um, Sometimes I enjoy reading on my Kindle and sometimes I do not. So, am I really upset that the hold is up in like 2 days? I don't know. But I'm going to try to read as much as I can before it goes back to the library. Yes, I know there are some hacks that people use. I'll try it. I don't know if it's going to work, but anyways, we're on page 126. I might be back later with a coding stream. I'm not sure. Um, so yes. I hope everyone has been enjoying their Monday. Um, if you're working from an office or somewhere where you can actually sit down, um, I'm happy if you're hanging out with me. What else do I want to say today? I hope everyone had a great weekend, and it's June, my favorite month of the year, besides Autism Awareness Month, and it's also Pride Month. So a lot of wonderful things happening this time of year. I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna start reading. And if anything else comes to my mind that I would like to mention or say, I will just say it. Also, if you have not read this book, I would recommend scrolling up because I might be mentioning things that go on in this story. I think I might have to add like a spoiler alert on the top because I don't really like spoiling books for people, but I do like talking about books a lot. Like, if you want to get me to talk, bring up a good book. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Okay, anyways. The way these two characters are speaking about death is so like moving to me because death is not something that I like to discuss or talk about for some reason. I mentioned this in another stream. Death is just so I have a hard time talking about it. I don't understand it. I don't like it. Um, and so when it happens, it's almost like not taboo, but there are certain topics that are just challenging to speak about, and for me, death is one of them. But they're talking about it, and it's like it's not a fun topic, but it's something that I think actually is important to discuss because holding it in is kind of probably the last thing you want to do. It's probably the worst thing to do. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm really liking this because um it's just such a challenging topic, a challenging everything about it is challenging. And so yeah, I really appreciate this book like for that reason. I think yeah. And you would think being a healthcare person and seeing so much death, I would be a little bit more desensitized, but I'm not. It still impacts me. It still upsets me. I still feel emotion when I encounter death and dying. I think actually the university I went to offered a course on death and dying for students, and I think it was recommended that nursing students take that course, and I never did. Um, but I think that probably would have been very helpful for me because I think the people that did take that course have a better way of coping with death and dying. Um, so yeah, kudos to the University of Rhode Island for offering that course. I will say, um, I wish I took it, but I didn't. I think it's called thanatology. Hold on, let me look it up really quick. Yeah. Thanatology is the scientific study of death and the losses brought about as a result. It examines the mechanisms and forensic aspects of death, such as bodily changes that accompany death and the postmortem period, as well as psychological and social aspects related to death. Thanatology is a direct linguistic heir of the Greek term and was first documented in English in the mid 1800s. Um, so yeah, um, during like COVID and honestly working with the elderly population, I encountered a lot of death, and to be completely honest, I really just psychologically did not know what to do. Like, I could go through the motions, I could do my job, but my brain was completely like shut off and disassociated because of death. Um, so yeah, everyone deals with it differently. Anyways, back to the book. I can't lie. I get sick to my stomach thinking about like tragedy. Sick to my stomach. I still have a hard time believing that the COVID-19 pandemic was real and actually happened. I know it happened. I was there. Uh, my mind simply cannot grasp all that occurred. And the more that I read this, I keep remembering it, and I'm like, what was that? Truly and honestly, what was that? I'm getting COVID flashbacks, y'all. Thank you so much for the heart me. It's so funny because I haven't talked about these emotions really with anyone besides my mom. So, it's funny that this book is bringing this stuff up. Is it funny? Not really, but it's interesting. I just got a weird notification. Wow, the scammers are getting advanced. Sorry, I just got the wildest notification in the world. Anyways. think this is the first fiction novel that I've, not the first. Well, actually, yes. The first fiction novel that I've read that incorporates modern technology in a way that's not like kind of obnoxious. Like it mentions an iPhone, it mentions a text message, but it's not like super cringe about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. This book does it well. This author does it well. I gotta look and see when this book came out because it seems like it's like maybe recently. I mean, not recently, but oh, 2014. That makes sense. It was published in 2013. I was a junior in high school. That makes sense. That makes sense. I love the way this author does it. Like, I really do. Okay, so this author also wrote The Secret History, which came out in 1992. I don't know, but she's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. If I'm going off this book right here. Anyways, I was just doing a little deep dive on the author. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Oh my goodness. I just sent a text saying, I just sent a text that was supposed to say I'm on live right now, and I sent I'm in love right now. Absolutely not what I meant. Something that I have come to realize is more common than not is technology kind of scaring people. I think it can be, as someone who is really passionate about technology and really loves technology, I still understand that there are a lot of people who are really uncomfortable around technology. Like, it's just very foreign to certain people, and so I try my best to like explain it to them in ways that make it seem less scary. Like, especially now with like AI and all that, like it can be really nerve-wracking to people who are just not used to it. I was having this conversation with someone earlier this week, but yeah, I'm a millennial, so I grew up with a cell phone, texting, like all that. It's just, it literally comes natural to me. And so sometimes when I talk to like older adults or people from like, I don't know, really like rural areas that don't use a lot of technology, I have to like remember that. And it's just funny because in this book, the character just got a text and the other character was like startled and like scared. Like, if you're not around technology and you're just hearing all these weird sounds, you're probably gonna be really uncomfortable. So I think it's important to keep that in mind. Also, I'm on page 140. Also, as someone who primarily communicates through writing and text messaging, I've also noticed that sometimes if you're a person who doesn't communicate that way or doesn't use technology a lot, um, it can be frustrating when someone that you're close to is really into technology because it feels almost like you're being ignored. And I know that from people telling me that, like people in my life telling me that, like, oh, like you're always on your phone, or like you're never paying attention. That is something that also comes up a lot if you're someone who's into technology and you're with someone who's not really that much into technology. So it's really kind of like about finding balance and paying attention to those kinds of things. Because I do not notice sometimes. Like, I love technology so much, like I can literally just like spend every second of my life with technology. Some people cannot do that. Some people hate that. They don't like it. They don't enjoy it. So, yeah, it's a common theme in this. Well, it's not really a common theme. He's just receiving text messages, but you know. Back then in 2013 or whenever this book came out, text messages were like just starting to boom, like just starting to be like the primary method of communication. I mean, there are still some people who like to talk on the phone, but like me and my friends, we were not really like talking on the phone like that. We were texting each other, maybe emailing on occasion, tweeting, we were on the gram. We weren't really like picking up phones and like calling each other because we were kind of just so close that we didn't really need to physically talk. It's kind of like, to me, it seems like a deeper connection, but I guess it's different for everyone, you know what I mean? Another 10 out of 10 moment. I'm just going to read this short passage from page 140, but this is another like amazing feeling, is when you can be silent and still feel peace. So I'm just going to read this short paragraph. It says, rain tapped and dripped at the skylight, casting watery shadows that streamed down the wall. Too shy to say anything, I waited for him to pick up the thread again, and when he didn't, we sat there peacefully while I sipped my cooling tea and felt the strangeness of my life and where I was. Sometimes the best moments aren't even really like super profound, like just being next to someone and having their presence sometimes can mean more than anything else. All right, I'm gonna stop at page 146. Yeah, I have no complaints about this book. I really like this book a lot. Like, um, let me update Goodreads. Really curious to see where it goes next. Because if this is all just kind of like building the foundation of the story, I can only imagine where it's gonna go. I'm only 19% in, and this is like very good to me. So, I don't know. But thank you so much to anyone who decided to hang out with me while I read for an hour. I may or may not be back later with a coding stream. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day and the rest of their week. And I will see you next time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to mention. I don't think so. I upload all of these to YouTube, so if there's anything you enjoyed listening to me yap about, it will be there on my channel. Thank you so much, and bye, TikTok.